Welcome back, everyone. Not really welcome back, but this is the first episode of the Current Content Podcast. I'm Stu Wright. I run Current Content Company. This is my boy Brian, aka Rudy. You can find him on all platforms at Planet Rudy. He is a talent manager, artist, and mixing recording engineer. We're both from Asheville. And I'm going to start by showing you guys exactly how I make my recording template in FL Studio. And Brian also uses a similar template. Everyone who's part of our collective builds their own template just so
it's pretty fire. It's pretty fire. Everyone builds their own and has one. Everyone has different preferences with what they prefer when recording either themselves or clients.
So this is what mine looks like for me recording myself. Bam. This is my template. Little shortcut for y'all. F9 to go to the mixer. F5 to go back to your playlist. This is the mixer on my template. And this is the playlist. Again, mixer, playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and build this template and explain what each of these layers is for and how I have it routed in the mixer. So let's start with a clean project and go to the playlist real quick. So the very first channel is going to be my instrumental. Then I'll have my two tracking layers. I'll have background, or I'll have double layers, pan to the left and pan to the right here. And then I'll have a background tracking layer with a left and a right for the background vocal as well. So I'm going to use these first 10 tracks. I'll go ahead and drag down to select these first 10. I'll right click on the first track, click T for track mode, A to route them to an audio track, and then I'll click the first open track and it will automatically route all these to the mixer, just like that. So now these playlist tracks are associated with these 10 mixer tracks right here.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
So first I'm going to go ahead and rename these and color them so we know exactly what they're doing. Hit F2 to rename whatever you have selected. This one's going to be my instrumental track. So wherever your beat or your background track goes. These first two are going to be tracking layers. I'll abbreviate it TRK for tracking. And I'm just going to color these both blue. And then these are going to be my lead vocal background, or I don't know how to put it exactly. These are going to be my left and right vocal double layers. And I go ahead and set these up as, I can't really name them. I'm going to have to name them individually. So I'll go ahead and color them a little bit different blue than the first one. But these are going to be underneath these layers in the mix. Panned hard left and hard right to add some space, add some stereo field to my vocal.
What are you doing to select multiple at the same time? Is it like shift?
Nothing. You don't hold any key.
You just
drag.
Click and drag.
Yep, click and drag on these little boxes and you can select multiple playlist tracks.
Epic.
So I'll go ahead and these are going to be my background tracking layers. So I'll make them just like darker blue type shit. Dark slate blue. That's not what I wanted. Dark slate blue. And then these are going to be my backgrounds. I'll go ahead and name this track right here is going to be my left 1. This is going to be left 2. This is going to be right 1. This is going to be right 2. This is going to be background. This will be background left. And this will be background right.
And this is really for people who are trying to do a lot of layers within the vocals. A lot of people, you just need a main and an ad libs thing, depending on the type of music you're trying to make.
Right. So if you're doing just like a simple rap vocal, you might have just like these three. Like you'd have two main tracking layers so that if you want to do any lines that overlap, you can have them on separate tracking.
Auto-tune won't tweak.
Auto-tune won't tweak if you're using auto-tune. But you only need as many tracks as you're going to use. Don't overcomplicate this. This is what I use for like I make like indie pop music or like alternative R&B type stuff. So I like having a lot of layers at some times and not the whole time, just at some times. So I like to have the ability to have, a vocal that builds up with a bunch of layers. And then I can obviously ignore all these. Most projects I won't use every single left and right double. But at parts I'll have a whole stack.
Yeah, it can really make stuff really stand out when you add some harmonic layers and like have them stereo around your head in different ways.
Harmonies sound good is what he's trying to say.
Harmonies sound great.
Harmonic layers is nuts.
I mean, that's what it is, though, right? It's a harmonic layer, technically.
What a douchebag. What a fucking day.
Fuck you fucking
All right, so F9 for the mixer. Again, F5 and F9. These should be in your fucking head. So the first thing we're going to do is pan our left and our right channels. I like these hard left and hard right, so all the way panned. Just for when I'm recording, I can hear one in each side so that I can really isolate what I'm recording at that time. Usually when I'm mixing, I'll back it off to like 30 or 40% separation, which is still very wide and will make a large stereo field. But hard panning sometimes works too. If it sounds good, it sounds good. So what I went ahead and did is panned all the left layers to the left, the right layers to the right, and same for the background doubles, left and right here. All right, so now that we've got all our layers, I'm going to go ahead and put some tuning plugins to use. Just in case you want auto tune, I like to have auto key loaded up on the instrumental. Just if I don't want to think and want to get the key very quickly, I'll use auto key. Then I'll load up auto tune artist on the first tracking layer and hit low latency just so that whenever I'm recording, there's no delay between when I'm recording and when I'm hearing it back in the headphones, or there's very minimal delay as long as you have your audio settings correct and that enabled on auto tune. All right, so I'm going to hit shift and click these plugins to disable them. That way, if I'm not using auto tune, these won't automatically be taking up CPU usage in the background. You can see like 7% down to 3 when I disable them. It's just good to start with them off unless you know you'll need them every time. And the reason I only put it on one tracking channel is because if I don't want to use auto tune, I don't have it on everything. And also, once I get the settings dialed in from this first one, say I put it on 5, like really fast speed, then I will click save preset as and copy the plugin over, and it will save the settings that I've set on the first auto tune. So therefore, I don't have to go into each auto tune and set my retune speed. I just dial it on my first tracking layer and then duplicate it wherever else I need it. Anyway, so the next step is I'm going to name a couple channels for my lead vocal bus and my background vocal bus. That's just so I can apply different effects to my lead vocals than to my background vocals. And I'm going to go ahead and color these differently so that we can keep them separate in mind. See if that looks okay. Yeah, that looks fine.
That looks fire.
Bet. And then my next bus is going to be all vocals. And then I'm going to make this red because it looked cool last time. Dark red. Chocolate brown works.
Chocolate brown.
That's like definitely not.
Red. Definitely not chocolate brown. If I see chocolate like that, I'm not eating it.
All right. So the reason I made these buses is so that I can send all my lead vocal layers, which would be these, to one bus, and then my background layers to this other bus. before they come together in the all vocals bus. So the way I'm going to do that is hold control, select these first 6 layers that are my lead vocals, right click this in and click route to this track only. So that changed all these layers from going directly to the master to going to this bus. And I'm going to do the same thing with these 3 layers, control and drag to select these 3. Right click the send on background vocals and route to this track only. Now all the leads go to this lead bus, all the backgrounds go to this bus. And I'm going to do one more route where I hold control, select these 2, and go to all vocals and click route to this track only. So now we've got lead vocal goes to the lead bus along with all these others, and then lead vocals goes to all vocals. All the background layers go to the background bus, and then the background bus goes to all vocals as well. So everything culminates here except the instrumental. And the reason I like doing that is so that I can affect the lead vocals differently than the background vocals. A typical effect I will use is an EQ on the background vocals. My go-to is TDR Nova for quick, just like utility adjustments. I would cut some low end on the backgrounds just to bring the lead vocals forward in the mix, something like that. But obviously do that to taste after you've recorded. That just helps the mix sit better sometimes, in my opinion.
Is that like something that you typically add after you already have your chain of plugins in there? Because like what I'll do when I'm doing, honestly, like I'll fill up the lead vocal with whatever plugins I want and then get them dialed, and then I'll copy that entire chain over to the background, and then I'll tweak it from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That way I have it sounding the way that I want it to sound, like at a bass level, and then I can edit it and add another EQ to, like, you know, make the lead stand out more.
Yeah. So for me it's 50-50. A lot of times I just use the all vocals bus for my effects. So I have everything being affected. I don't have 2 identical plugin chains. I just have one plugin chain with compression, EQ, saturation. And I'd say it's about 50-50 whether I'll EQ the background vocal first or after I've built the chain on all vocals.
Yeah, I got you.
But
that makes sense.
I definitely see the value in doing what you're doing, because then you can tweak compression differently on your background. You can tweak saturation differently.
I like doing that just because I like having like very different saturation on like that's been a big thing I've been doing, especially with hip hop vocals, is on ad libs. It's saturating like the mid to like high mids like a lot to just make them stand out and sound really different from the lead vocal.
Yeah. For me, when I do that, I'd usually have my chain built, having everything sound the same, and then add saturation before it hits the saturation here, so that it's an additive process. It's adding to the saturation that everything's hitting. And therefore everything sounds blended, but you also have
another
cool
saturation
effect.
plugin on the I see what you're saying.
That's usually my
yeah
go-to like routing configuration.
The other reason I like kind of doing it like that is I like having like the background on a different reverb than all vocals. You know what I mean? Like sending it differently. So I'll connect a reverb send like directly to the background vocals and have it not even touching all vox at all.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've done it before where I'll not even do a send. I'll just put a reverb right on.
Oh, right on the track.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Just mix it in subtly. But that is true. It will sound different than if you put a reverb after a chain.
Yeah, I just like having it as a send. I feel like it's easier for me to dial it in.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so this is my template. This is what it looks like. You drag your instrumental in, you go here, find the key of it, and then turn on auto tune if you're going to tune your vocal. Then when you're ready to record, you just select your input. My input's input 1. See, now I'm recording. You can hold Alt and scroll to zoom in or zoom out. Control scroll to zoom in, out the other way. Record everything you want. Click that button to disarm the track or arm it again. It's as easy as that. Every track you want to use, you just select which input you'd like. You can hear I'm panned hard left, hopefully. No, you can't hear the FL Studio audio, but this is panned hard left already. So it's a really, really simple workflow. You can basically load the template and do everything you need from the playlist, unless you want auto tune. Then it's just a quick hop over here, tune it, you're good, keep going. I like this template because it's simple, it's empty, there's nothing going on except this option for auto tune.
It's really just the routing.
It's really just the routing, and having these audio sends preset so that you can load your mic quickly goes so far.
Do you want to talk a little bit about parallel sends?
Yeah, I thought I would go ahead and mention that. So having this template bare bones lets me be creative in the effects that I'm going to apply afterwards. So typically you'll hear a reverb in my stuff, a delay sometimes, and maybe a parallel saturation or parallel compression send. The way you do that is find an open channel here. Go ahead and name it. Don't be crazy. Be like parallel compressor.
Yeah, you got a whole template that's like insert 1 through 20.
Insert 1
just
through
like
20.
Just random shit.
I just know what they do. F2 to rename is a great shortcut. One of my faves. But anyway, so you set up a parallel layer, and then usually I route from all vocals to the parallel. Load up whatever effect you want. If it's a compressor, let's go with my boy. This one's free. And then you can just subtly drag it up, and this will mix in a copy of this channel of everything that you've recorded. It will mix in a copy of it in parallel, and then you can adjust exactly how much parallel compression you want. I'll do the same thing for reverb and delay. Like it'll look like this. Verb 1, typically Valhalla vintage verb.
Yeah, you can do the same thing with as many reverbs as you want. Like if you want to have a bunch of different reverbs and mix them in differently, you can have multiple sends of different reverbs.
And then just go here, click this button to route it parallel, drag it up to a level you like. This also allows you to build a chain after your effects. So say I want the reverb, but I want it to sound really filtered out reverb. I can load TDR Nova or any other EQ after it and do a weird bandpass like that, and the reverb's going to sound completely different.
Love a compressor on the reverb chain.
Compressor on the reverb chain works really nice.
Compressor on the reverb
also
chain.
Saturation. If you
I haven't thought about that.
Oh, dude,
the reverb,
saturated reverb send will work wonders. A little something like this on your reverb. Try it out.
That's fire.
Take my word for it. If it sounds good, that's a fucking cheat code. It's like a little saturation or an EQ after your effect. Make sure it sounds all right and play with it. It's all about experimenting. But that's a big reason why parallel sends are awesome, because you can build a whole custom chain for your effects rather than just, if I loaded a reverb here, it's going to sound like this reverb plugin, basically. And you can mix it in.
Cut highs and lows from the plugin.
But you can't add that saturation like crazy. You can a little bit with this one, but not like crazy. The one exception to that is Patcher. If you don't want to do all this, you could load a Patcher instance. And for example, I have a preset in Patcher called, let's see, Spectre Filtered, where in Patcher you can right click and load plugins and then route them to each other. So I have saturation going into an EQ. This is a crazy blown out EQ saturation effect. And that allows you to build a plugin chain within one single space in your in your track.
So you'd control the send just by controlling the volume on patcher instead of an actual knob.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah, it's like having, well, it's not exactly like having a parallel send.
Because can you affect the send of each individual plugin within patcher the way that you can if you build a parallel chain, and you can like literally decide the mix of each plugin within the chain, as opposed to like in patcher? Does it allow you to like, is there some way to, or is it just goes through it, you can't change the mix of it?
So well, these plugins both have a mix function in them.
There you go.
So you could just do it from the plugin, or you could go crazy and load up a plugin called Balance. I'm not gonna do it right now.
It ain't worth it. That's good. That's getting deep, bro. There's a whole rabbit hole, bro. That you can just go down with different ways to do the same thing in FL.
Yeah, so there's another way to do it where you would damn, I hate plugin picker so much. You would load up an effect plugin called Balance. So you would do this. You would drag this into your patcher, and then for each plugin, you would have.
Oh, that's so extra.
Okay, let me think about that. Yeah. Okay, so that's just dry signal versus these. You could also go. Come on, disconnect, bitch. You could also go like that for this one, like adjust your dry send here.
Crazy.
And then you could, let's see, you could do the same, like.
That's gonna confuse people. This is like, y'all don't need to do this at all.
Don't do this.
Don't do this.
Some Please shit don't. Like this, you could just, you know.
Yeah.
This looks crazy. This ain't exactly the same.
Yeah.
This ain't exactly the same as doing it.
There's a way better way to do that.
But yeah, you can do anything in Patcher. Patcher is great.
I was just gonna say, whenever you do get the feedback right going back into it, and you can like hear FL, at some point you should just show a really dry vocal, just the process of mixing it and adding your plugins, and like maybe the next episode or something.
Okay, cool. Literally, you know what I mean? Literal,
like the exact same plugin. It's just the part 2 of the video of how to mix an actual vocal in it.
You mean the exact same template?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm down to mix one. If you guys want that, definitely comment. Let me know.
Comment. That's gonna be the most beneficial to y'all, because like like as far as
let me know what would benefit y'all the most, you know? For real.
Like seeing examples for real. I mean, at least for me and my journey is like becoming a mixing engineer, it helped me a lot to visually watch people mix a vocal and see what they're doing with each individual plugin and kind of explaining each plugin. Because the first step is having the template. The second step is like getting your plugins in there and figuring out how to dial them. Yeah. So that's the template. When you're ready to save your template, go to File, Save as Template, give it a little name, and then when you go to open a new project, it will appear here. You go File, New from Template, and it will be in this list, ready. Load it up quick, and all you need to do is drag in your beat, and you're ready to go. Man, let's watch some political ads. Let's get our minds guys. Right. Let's
Oh wait, no. Let's check our Vocal Vision YouTube comments real quick.
Bet that.
You was telling me. Yeah, you told me about this comment a second ago. So this is a video of a microphone I built, which is a U87 clone. Like,
go watch it, guys.
Go watch this. Subscribe to Vocal Vision Studios. That's our studio. Anyways, I put together a mic basically from scratch. This is the fucking mic. It's lit. One of my favorites. But a guy commented.
Rappers will just lie.
A guy commented. Okay. Guy commented that he came to watch the process, loved it. However, understanding your main concern was money, it is a little funny that you spent so much time and money on this. You could have grabbed a WA87 for $450 probably, which is absolutely facts, and that's a solid mic. No machine work, no hunting down parts, no wasted pairing, no wasted time. If you're doing it for the love of DIY, I almost said the love of DUI. I can absolutely see why you went down the road. It was a really cool project. So shout out to this guy.
Bless up. We should reply to him.
Shout out to this guy. Big
Let's
time.
reply to his comment, bro.
I'll reply to him as current content. This is better. Yeah, this is current content. Yeah, what does he need to know? Yeah,
Shit.
So the real story
the school paid for it, losers.
Yeah, that's the real story. Is my school? I was in college at the time, and my school had a program where they would pay students. They would give you $300 to work on a project as long as you like documented it and like went to meetings. It was honestly a little bit annoying the stuff they had us doing just to like
to get the money. Yeah,
just to get the money. But I got $300. Let me see. I spent like $520. I think I have a list of
$547. But that was with the fuck up though, right?
That was with the fuck up. I spent another like $70 on an extra PCB just because I was like an extra 40. So it would have been about $500. Anyways, 300 of that was covered by my school. So like, look at this as 247. And then it makes a lot more sense as to why the fuck I built my own mic. It was
tons of manual labor,
so much time, but
plus it was hours and hours of manual labor.
Lots of great friends. I'm very grateful I did it.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, let's tell this guy. Thanks, gang.
Thanks, gang.
Thanks, gang.
We gotta add a topic of why we dropped out of school.
Yes, bro. We dropped out of school to start a recording studio, and because YouTube teaches you everything.
It teaches you everything. A college degree is like pointless is the wrong word. But depending on what your goals are, really like think about it for a second. See where you're at and see if like your college degree is really helping you or teaching you anything that you actually want to learn to do for the rest of your life. For real. Thanks, gang. You're so right. It would have been cheaper. I was in college at the time before leaving there to focus on music. Thanks, gang. Thanks, twin.
They had a program where they would give you $300. I'm pretty sure it was sponsored by Adobe as well. Not even, it was Elon University. I was at.
Fucking gross.
It's gross. Adobe's disgusting.
Fucking fucked up.
I will take their money to make a microphone though.
No, that's good, bro. You know how much money they've taken
from students and
from
aspiring
people who just want to make some shit.
It's gross. Their monopoly on fucking all creative tools.
Full monopoly.
No, it's not full. It's like
they got Final Cut and we got DaVinci.
It's literally on the line though, because the interaction between it really is Photoshop is the one. Photoshop, the cross integration between Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and After Effects, as well as Illustrator, those four working together is a really big deal.
The phone, bro. Like you can now take Photoshop projects from your phone on the Photoshop app and export them immediately to your computer, which is fire. I just found that out like the other day. We should also talk about why DaVinci's the shit at some point. I spent like $250 out of that. And they had a program where they would give you $300 to work on a project. So I spent like $250 out of pocket. Smiley face. Yeah.
No period.
Yep. That's it, bro. That's funny.
Yeah.
Response within an hour. That's a dub.
Got you, man. All right. This amazing work deserves some respect for sure. Thank you.
What did we say? What was the reply to that?
Thank you for your respect. Subscribe then. That is you. That is your dickhead ass.
You should, bro.
Thank you. Means a lot.
Gang.
Twinning
them.
Twin. I love how these are definitely all just like tech bros. I like
white people.
Appreciate you, gang. Let's get some diversity on the Vocal Vision channel, bro. Fucking hell.
We got some, bro.
I know,
Look at just scroll up to the rappers will just lie comments, bro.
Okay, well, let me check. This is really good effort. Thanks, bro. It feels like a fucking like soccer match. Fabricate their own mic body. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
I
love you, Bass Face 84.
It fucking sucked, lol.
No, you want people to build it. I mean, like, it was super easy and took me 5 minutes.
Would love to hear how it sounds. Oh, this one cracked me up. There's someone already said that. Oh, where did it go?
Didn't you test it at the end of the video?
Yes, bro. Someone replied to this guy. I swear someone had just replied to this guy like he uses it the whole time. Too much effort. Keep it up. Thank you. Literally from a different channel they have no idea about.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for the video, bro. I try to do the same. Yes. Yes. Do it.
Say that.
Say that.
Say that then.
Be like, let me know how it goes.
Type shit.
Type shit. Great vid. So the whole set of components from the vintage mic store turned out bad. Oh no, I totally messed up the first set of PCBs I bought because I sanded the edges to make them fit in the mic case, and I definitely hit a line. So I totally messed up the first PCBs. What JFETs did you use in each build? I forget which JFETs.
No fucking idea. Watch the video. It should say somewhere. Probably.
If I have a chance, I will check. Got you, gang.
You are not checking.
Nah, never. But anyways, some guy.
It's dope.
Yeah, this guy said, "How did you manage to peak it over 500? This project is about 250 tops." I love spending money.
Yeah, bro. Just say that. Who cares? That's just funny.
Anyways, yeah, y'all go watch that video. It's actually really cool.
Indeed.
All right, let's get into politics, bro.
Yep,
American politics.
In 2024, the decline of America. We're witnessing this shit.
Favorite country. Best to ever do it. Let's see what our favorite candidate Donald Trump has to say about RFK Jr.
RFK Jr., you said voter ID was racist. Is that true?
Maybe. I didn't see it. You know, I had a lot of positions.
It's actually a
It is. It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
book written by radical Democrat RFK Jr. argues, among other things, that voter ID laws
He's not even a Democrat anymore. He's just a leftist. Like, he's not a Democrat.
are, quote, I kid you not,
a good thing.
rancid.
Red state people are more likely to murder you, to impregnate your teenage daughter, to commit a violent crime against you, to commit a non-violent crime against you, to watch Desperate Housewives on TV, to buy pornography, to buy, degenerate video games like Grand Theft Auto.
You've called for curbing, logging.
Hey, bro.
Who's he talking about, bro?
He's talking about red states, bro. Leave GTA out of this, bro.
Leave GTA out of
it. Oil drilling, fracking. You wanted to eliminate it. You called it a victory for democracy. You want to curb U.S. fossil fuel extraction. Keep it in the ground, you once tweeted. You want a ban on fossil fuel extraction, a ban on fracking.
They are
That's huge.
contemptible human beings, and that, I wish that there were a law you could punish them under. I think the Green New Deal is, all of that stuff is important, it's good, we ought to be pursuing it. I believe that we should use market mechanisms like carbon taxes. There's going to be major disruptions.
Why does he sound so nervous?
Humanity, but
He has a disability.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, people don't know that. That's the problem, bro. They just think there's something wrong with him.
There is.
I know, but like,
I could hit him with the little Google search, like, why does RFK Jr. talk like that? Because I'm not sure exactly what, but he's got something. It's not like he's just like Bidening out type shit.
A long-time deadly addiction.
At least his brain's there.
It's
You called the NRA once a terror.
He did have a worm in it though at one point, and literally like all the media on the right is like, bro had a brain worm. Don't listen to him. It's crazy.
Group. You've supported over the years Democrats, Gore, Kerry, Obama, Hillary. You praised Bernie Sanders multiple times. You support affirmative action.
Senator Bernie Sanders.
Yes, because those all back policies that he agrees with.
Is finally endorsing Hillary Clinton today. Do you endorse her? Is she that leader?
Yeah, and I'm very close to Bernie, and a huge admirer of Bernie Sanders. My family has
Not okay. Don't endorse Hillary.
a long relationship with Joe Biden. 40 years. I have a personal friendship with him.
Do you regret endorsing Al Gore, John Kerry, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders over the years?
I like Bernie Sanders. I voted for Barack Obama. I don't regret that.
what?
And that's a Trump ad.
I don't even.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. Where was that anything about Trump or like even showing anything wrong with RFK?
There's literally nothing.
It's like,
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah, so did most of America when he got elected. Literally, you know what I mean? Like he won. So,
All right.
That's.
I have no idea what the purpose of that was. The only thing that did like affect me was like seeing him being like, I'm a friend of Biden for whatever years. Because it's like
40 years.
Bro,
Yeah.
he's the most outsider we have, and he's still like a fucking huge politician. Like
No
he's
cap.
a Kennedy.
Bro, I think he
They
like
might kill his ass, bro.
Yeah, probably. I think they chose like specific times when he talked where his like speech thing was like as bad as it kind of has been. That's why I feel like the substance wasn't really there, but I noticed it way more than when I've heard him speak before.
Right.
But there wasn't really much substance at all to the ad.
Fucking genius.
It just made him
dumb
look
as shit.
It's kind of dumb. Fuck.
All right, let's watch what the Biden campaign.
Biden campaign's like, I'm helping poor people. Vote for me.
Nah.
Like that's kind.
It's like Orange Man bad. It's like we're doing this shit again.
Yep.
In the courtroom, we see Donald Trump for who he is. He's been convicted of 34 felonies, found liable for sexual assault, and he committed financial fraud. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's been working, lowering health.
Hold up, pause it for a second. What do they mean by liable? He was found liable for sexual assault.
In the courtroom, we see
Does that mean
Donald
you
Trump
raped
for
somebody
who
or
he
not?
is.
Like,
He's been
if you look at
convicted
that
of
in black and
34
white
felonies,
terms.
Yeah.
found liable for
He's
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I would like to know about that.
Found liable for sexual
Is he
assault.
out here raping? If he's raping, like let us
If he's
know.
out here raping, bro, like fuck.
I want to see he out here raping. I don't want to see liable for like if it was okay, this seems like defending Trump. But like if it was like he raping, like they would put that here.
sexual assault.
I feel like they would.
would
Yeah.
put
He
it there.
committed
They'd be like
financial fraud.
rapist.
Rapist Donald Trump. He's like
Financial fraudist.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden's been working,
right. They would put like
He's been working on what? What have you been working on, Biden?
lowering RX drug costs. Literally, they put it
lowering healthcare costs, and making big corporations pay their fair share.
cap.
This election is between a convicted criminal who's only out for himself and a president who's fighting for your family.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I hate it when they do that. When the politicians are like, I'm X whatever, and I approve this message. You can copy and paste that exact ending and add it to literally fucking anything. Like, why would that make you believe what it's saying more? I don't know.
Shouldn't. Bro,
I
this
don't
is
know. It doesn't make sense.
pretty scary. Pretty
Dude,
scary.
okay, wait, hold
boy.
on. Stop on that for a
Oh,
second.
on this.
His hair looks like no, back to the mugshot, bro. I swear the smallest gust of wind would just take his hair completely off.
Well, this one's already been gone, bro. Like,
I know.
That's
I
like
know.
you're not. You're just Go.
He's not holding anything back. It's
Come
there.
on. But yeah, that's funny.
Oh my god,
bro. He's selling shirts with his mugshot on it. That's
Biden or who? Trump.
Trump. He's selling shirts of his own mugshot.
He's
It's crazy.
I can't call Trump a genius, but that man knows how to make money.
He's a marketer, bro. He's a genius.
He knows how to make money, bro.
Sad. All right. The last thing I would like to show you in the political realm may be the most interesting to me, at least. This is about the superintendent race I was telling you about, the public school superintendent race in North Carolina. There is a...
Wait, hold up. Piss break.
Piss break. We'll be back.
The coffee's hitting me. The biggest lie in America is that your vote matters.
Your vote does not matter. They're gonna put
it's all predetermined anyways.
Yeah, it's like wrestling.
Illusion of choice. We're one less politician away from a fucking dictatorship.
We might
That's
get
my favorite
there.
thing to say. I love saying that.
Watch old people go, no.
Dictator Biden. Fucking dictator Kamala.
If he gets in there again, no fucking chance. No fucking chance he was elected.
If Biden wins, he might die this term.
No, like, dude, if he makes it to the election, I'm going to be shocked. Like, no, they'll get him there. Like, that's the most
enough
important
drugs
thing.
to get him there. How old is he exactly? He's like 80 something. That's a great question. We don't even know. We just know that motherfucker.
81.
Yeah.
He's 81.
How old is Trump?
Believe he's the same.
81?
Trump's 78.
All right. Fuck.
78 versus
Point
81. 78 versus 81.
It's 3 years, man. That's that's almost a term.
We got RFK Jr. in there at 70.
He should win.
He should. He's all right. I didn't show you I should show you the RFK Jr. ad before we get to this crazy race. RFK Jr. is the guy. He's been definitely around the political scene before, but like is the most outsider, obviously. Like his Democratic, his Democratic family is not voting for him.
I feel like if you hate Trump and Biden, vote for RFK.
Come on, man.
That's the message.
All right,
or don't vote. But
this is him talking about the system.
As an independent candidate, my name doesn't automatically appear on the ballot, no matter how many millions of people support me in the polls. Party officials wrote our current rules to protect the two-party system. They designed them to prevent independent candidates like me from offering voters an alternative to the failed leaders of the past. And they're especially draconian in states.
He can't be on the ballot?
Well, you have to meet certain limit. Like you have to get signatures to get on the ballot. Yeah.
Just signatures from people?
States like
random people
and Texas.
Yeah, supporters.
This is a quagmire that I will help reform once I'm in office. But for now, my campaign has got to work within the rules and find a way to overcome each of the hurdles that they constructed to keep you from voting freely in November. In many states, the law provides for two methods of getting on the ballot. First, you can do it as an individual candidate, or second.
They always got him out in nature, too.
Oh, God. I got a blue shirt just like that.
As the nominee of a new party.
He's got my vote.
Each path
He's just like me, for real.
requires a different number of
packing
signatures depending on the state.
I'd also dap him up.
In most states, it takes fewer signatures to put an individual candidate.
You look at that face, you're like, damn.
Oh, like, how would it look with his eyes squinty and red? Terrifying is the answer.
But in 6 states, the signature threshold is lower to put a new party on the ballot. California, for example, requires 219,000 signatures to put an individual on the ballot. But a new party wins ballot access with only 75,000 party registrations. That's still a big lift for most people, but we already have more than 70,000 supporters signed up in California. And I know we're going to blow their numbers out of the water. That's why our campaign has now filed paperwork for new parties in California, along with Texas, North Carolina, Mississippi, and Delaware. The other states.
Because we're backwards. We let parties have easier access than individuals, allegedly.
In which this same math holds true. Now, you might be asking, is this a political party in the same way that the Democrats and Republicans are parties? Not even close. Our founders warned us that political parties would become breeding grounds for corruption and corporate cronyism. That's why I chose a name for my party that doesn't even include the word party.
Lemon Party.
It's a name that encompasses all of us out there demanding our country back. I told the bureaucrats to call us We the People.
Look it up, Lemon Party.
These are the first 3 words in the United States Constitution, and they symbolize that our government draws its power from the citizens. This isn't a party, it's a movement. And it doesn't belong to Washington, it belongs to you. This movement will allow us to stand toe-to-toe with the establishment machine and remind the elite few that America is still governed by the powerful many. The corrupt two-party system has held back our progress. It's failed our families. It's put corporate corruption on steroids. If you want to bring back free choice in our elections, you can go to our website and find out how you can help put my name on the ballot.
Yup.
Yeah, that's dope.
Bro, who's the most anti-establishment, has been friends with Biden for 40 years. His last name's Kennedy, but he's a little wacky. Like, I believe him.
He just doesn't have a shot.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
It's just fucked. Like, people aren't gonna trust him at all.
Yeah. All right.
See, that's the thing. It's like, how's his marketing though, bro? I haven't gotten pushed one RFK ad.
Right.
I should be the guy getting pushed RFK ads.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
well,
just make a fire ad, get it down to like 5 cents a click, and go fire.
Well, you do have to have the budget to reach.
They have the budget.
He does.
Somewhat,
but
not like Trump
close.
budget, but
not
like,
even close.
Bigger than my budget.
Not even close to Biden budget, dog. Because
Biden has the whole Democratic Party. It's not Biden's budget; it's the Democratic
budget. Corporate interest, behind him.
Yeah,
like, there's no corporate interest in shutting down oil production and limiting corporate greed. So he literally needs
to find a corporation that would benefit from that, like renewable energy companies or some shit.
They don't have the money to spend,
and they don't see him winning. So
so it's a waste. Yep. It's so sad.
Damn,
all right.
Well, yeah.
I've got a public service announcement. Stop drinking and then snorting Adderall. That shit's bad for you. Like, that really bad for you. And I
know your doctor gave it to you, but like, chill out, guys.
Yeah, your doctor gave it to you, but
doesn't mean it's okay.
Did not say to put it in a bowl and literally crush it up with the fucking blunt side of a fucking butter knife.
It is a butter knife, like every time too, bro.
Something like that, or there you go. It's cocaine. It's not cocaine. It's that powdered meth. But it's right there.
Powdered meth for your brain.
Powdered meth for your brain. It is really bad for your heart. Really bad. Really bad. And alcohol is poison. So that's going to fuck up your brain chemistry so bad. And bro, I've seen it in college so much.
Bro, but that's the thing. It's like, I didn't see kids snorting Addies because I was at a public college where, like, I feel like more so at the kids that go to these like private schools that like come up in a lot of money, they have quite not sheltered childhoods, but like childhoods where they feel very restricted. So then when they actually do get just an ounce of freedom, they go completely over the fucking shot. And that happens totally at public schools too. But like, I guess like that being in the culture of like snorting Adderall being like an acceptable thing. Yeah. Like, if I see that, I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, just take it like a normal pill and study for your exam.
No one takes more shit up their nose than
Elon kids.
Than the 1%. The children of the 1% stuff they knows. Every chance they can get. Every chance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say shit because our entire frat got suspended because the VP was trapping cocaine to like everyone. But that's the thing. It's like the only reason I never did coke is because I was in a fraternity at Charlotte, and there that kind of culture is like even more pronounced. Like especially the drinking and just like getting fucked up all the time and like whatever. Like the whole thing is it's like, okay, if you get your school done, now you have free reign to just like slowly kill yourself.
Correct.
And it's really fun to slowly kill yourself until it isn't. And I think people don't really understand that at all. But yeah, back to like the reason why I wouldn't do cocaine is because my big, who dabbled and enjoyed cocaine, it was my 21st birthday. I was extremely drunk and I was like ready to do whatever the fuck. I didn't care. I was in a mindset of like, I will take the drug, like whatever. And I asked him and I was like, is it worth it? And he was like, no. Like after just doing cocaine, like minutes beforehand, was like, no, it's not worth it at all. And I was like, oh shit, here's a person that actually cares about my genuine interest, like cares about me long term and like wants my genuine well-being to be preserved. So yeah, that kind of told me it's never worth it to do coke anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is sad.
Frat culture is crazy though.
It's so sad.
Because like if you look at like the epitome of privilege, that is a fraternity. Because the fraternity dues that you're paying is literally insurance, so that if you fuck up or if somebody fucks up or does something stupid like drunk driving, something like that,
it goes away.
You're not held liable, which is insane. No one has that privilege except like fraternities.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
It is, bro. So the one more thing I want to add to the PSA is we saw this guy in the sauna at the Y, and he said that when he was in college, him and his friends would like do amphetamines and they would eat light bulbs.
Yeah.
They would drink, do amphetamines, and then eat light bulbs and see who could eat them the cleanest. I was like, and he did not seem like he was lying either.
No, he seemed like a crazy enough dude that like
him and his friends ate light bulbs. So like, you know, just watch yourself.
Friends, bro.
You know, just use moderation, guys. I'm not.
Don't eat too many light bulbs.
I'm not pissed if y'all try eating light bulbs or, you know, crushing up a little ADHD helper here and there. But remember that.
Cuidado.
Yeah, use caution.
Use for every high, caution. There's a low.
You might end up as a gay guy at the Y.
Eating light bulbs we're talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's and it's really sad because like the people that actually benefit from you taking Adderall isn't you.
It is true.
It's the people who make the Adderall and are selling it to you.
It's also the people that want you to work without realizing any of your bodily functions are more important than you working.
Yeah. And like that's a thing with me, especially. I used to take ADHD meds like pretty frequently. I stopped because they were killing my creativity. Like, but ADHD is something that allows me to like succeed. I think, in my opinion, it's something that I feel can be a tool and utilized when it's like held in check. To completely nuke it kind of just takes away your personality. Makes you feel very robotic and numb. And like, yeah, for like doing mind numbing work, that's great, like schoolwork and shit. But if you're trying to do something more with your life than just be a mind numbed robot, it ain't it.
Dude, yeah, it's so hard to talk to people on that shit too, man. Like,
they're just like, it is what it is. I'm in it now. Might as well be in it forever.
They're just different.
Like, that's not the right way to think about. But
yeah, they're locked in. They're locked in and paying for it.
It's crazy, bro.
Twice. Paying a real cost and then like literal like paying through them. Just like it's not happy. I don't see people that are happy
on Adderall. Unless it's someone who truly doesn't have ADHD and they just get the like insane energy spike from it. And they're like, I'm fucking wired, dude. I'm like, oh. Like when I take it because I actually have ADHD, I just get like numb and like kind of tired and just like flat line.
Yeah.
No highs, no lows, just like everything just.
Like, I'm sure I'll try something like that eventually, but I don't think I'm just not drawn to it for real.
Yeah.
It's already hard to go to bed.
You know, the
Imagine
most authentic.
me after Addy.
Yeah, I mean, nothing.
You nuts.
No, you actually have ADHD. It probably wouldn't give you like a ton of energy, but
Yeah,
I
true.
truly believe you have ADHD. But like the thing is with, I think not against anybody who takes pills or medication, but the most authentic version of yourself isn't medicated. Just saying, in any way. And I like for me, like I like to smoke weed, and like that's the thing too. Like the most authentic version of me doesn't smoke weed, doesn't need anything. It's just like I am human. I go into woods and hunt and like that's like if you want to be a pure human and like get off the grid, you probably get the most amount of dopamine and satisfaction of your life, like living off some land somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
Just like doing that.
And that's not to say that that is the way to the most longevity. Like you might last longer, you might be more like, you might literally be safer doing the other route, but you're not going to feel as genuinely yourself. You're not going to feel as fulfilled.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing too. It's like with all of those drugs, there's a peak and a crash. Like you might feel great until 7 p.m. So you want to feel shitty at 7 p.m. every day?
No.
Like that, like
you got to take more.
Yeah, because like for me, when I think about drugs and like everything, it's like someone who's taking meth, right? Like someone who's taking like a drug like that, they're experiencing a high that's so amazing that like people like you and me will never experience it in our entire lives.
Facts.
But they're going to experience a low that's so low that we're never going to experience it in our entire life, being meth addiction withdrawal.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm a believer in the yin and yang kind of side of things. For every high and everything, there's a low. Like, you know, like love.
That's a bad low.
It's a bad low. In my opinion, like love is one of the strongest drugs for your brain. And like being with somebody like that you love is like a super high. And then when they're gone, it's a pretty low.
That low is pretty deep. Yeah.
For everything, there's a give and a pull, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely snorting Adderall seems to have a pretty big low from people I've observed. So just keep that in mind.
Until they do it again.
Until you do it again. You run out, you'll be tripping though. All right.
Dude, like being in college, like seeing someone lose their vape was the funniest shit, bro. Like losing their minds over the Chinese air conditioning unit that they're inhaling out of. I'm victim to it, but you know,
you've been exploited.
Yeah, it's chill though. You know
they got us all in high school. Me and damn near everyone I know.
You walk into that bathroom, just
damn near everyone I know did vape at least for a section in high school. I mean, not everyone, but like
everyone who was cool.
Yeah.
Which sucks to say, but that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Like everyone who was cool, like that was like had like, I don't know, someone you wanted to hang out with, likelihood they vaped.
Right. Most of my boys stopped. Most of the girls kept going. I don't know why.
Oh.
I don't know.
Who? No names. Doesn't matter.
No names. They on that shit though.
They on that shit.
A lot.
Nikki P. What we on? You know what that is?
Why do people get ghosted?
Why do people get ghosted?
Especially you. Why do you keep?
Why do I get ghosted? My biggest theory with this, and I think that, and this is kind of me trying to figure out a way where I'm not blaming myself for it at all. So rationale in my head is I'm an extremely open communicator, and that's a pretty rare thing. So I think when somebody isn't used to that, like isn't used to someone just telling them exactly how they feel, they can be kind of off put like that, and it scares them.
That makes sense.
That's kind of what I think, because I think like, I don't know, like if you tell someone exactly how you feel, now they kind of feel not an obligation, but some way for them to tell you exactly how they feel, and vice versa. And a lot of people aren't ready for that. You know what I mean?
There's no games.
But like that's the thing, is it's like I don't want to play games. I kind of did that thing. I had the hoe phase. I did all that.
You did the lying.
Yeah, I did the manipulative lying, get women thing, and it's cool. But like I just want to be really authentically myself. And if she doesn't want me for me, cool. I'll just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when meant to be, that's chill, instead of like lying to be some version that I think appeals more to her, you know?
Yeah. So you're getting ghosted because you're not being fake.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's my like guess.
I've had that feeling a lot too in the past. It's like, I'm the one who's like,
let's go
honestly,
do
like,
the thing. Like, let's hang out. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to lead stuff. And I feel like,
not exactly that for me. Just
word.
being like I think being vulnerable definitely scares people too.
Yeah. I mean, and there's the other side of that too. It's like, you don't want to be like too vulnerable with somebody
Right.
where it's like we get back from the fucking party, we're in the dorm or whatever.
I love
she's
you.
Telling me her entire life's trauma, and I'm like, I'm just trying to fuck. Like, that was the
read
point
the
of this
room
for me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe some girls are like just thinking about it as that they're just trying to fuck, and you're like,
and some girls don't want nice guys.
True.
Like, they want to be treated a little bit like shit because in the past that's what they're comfortable with. So like, that's another thing, is it's like they've been abused in their past. So when they have somebody that actually treats them really nice and kind and just like treats them exactly the way they deserve to be treated,
they get
that can trigger them.
Yeah.
Because now they're like, oh shit, anytime anybody's treated me like this in my life, they've left. Or like they've fucked me over somehow. So they're like, I'm gonna leave before I can get hurt. It's like the rationale for that, you know.
But the people who abuse them always stay.
Not maybe because they're afraid to lose them too.
Right.
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
I think like daddy issues plays into that as well.
Big. There's a lot of women that have fathers that aren't up to it,
and men, plenty.
Yeah, no cap. Like, and it's sad to see. I think fatherhood has been a thing that's been really neglected in society and hasn't been as big of a priority that it needs to be.
It needs to be so huge.
Men, like, it kind of feels like your job, go make money and fuck a woman, get her pregnant, and make enough money for that kid to like live.
I think recently just like parental responsibility in general has taken a hit, because as the gender norms have changed, it's like both people are expected to work now. You can't get by on one income.
Yeah, no, you really can't.
I think the gender stereotypes of like, okay, women are in the house taking care of the kids, not great to be like that's the way it is, but like it keeps someone taking care of
the children. And it's
not like
this...
it's no one's responsibility now.
Yeah, and that leaves these kids raised by iPads and GTA, and that is fucked.
Yeah.
Like, for these kids to be able to like grow up and be really confident in themselves and what they're doing, they need to feel extremely loved as a kid. As if and
by people.
And the biggest form of love is time. Because that's the most valuable thing.
Or drugs.
Is
sex,
time.
money, drugs.
So like, hanging out with those kids and making them feel really loved will help them love themselves later on in life, because that idea has been reinforced to them.
Right.
They don't feel neglected. They don't feel like they're not worth achieving whatever they want to achieve.
Right.
You know?
Right. That self-worth is definitely stems from your parents. It's crazy.
Oh, in every way. Like, everybody's just a product of their environment. And I think that's what the biggest problem is in our society is like the environment's fucked. Like, the environment these kids grow up in needs to just be a more wholesome and loving and judgment-free environment. Because if these kids are just trying to like figure out life, of course they're going to do stupid shit. But you can't like judge them for that.
Yeah.
And like dislike them for that. And I think one of the biggest problems I see is like, parents will have kids before the parents even know enough about each other to know if they love each other or not. So if you have a kid with somebody and you don't love that person and you feel trapped by them, you'll resent them whether or not you want to or not. So because of that, you'll resent the aspects of her you see in the child. Yeah. And you'll love the aspects of yourself. But then when she comes out in the kid, you're like, oh, like, what the fuck? Like, and that's fucked up, because you can't resent your kid. That's fucking, you know.
Yeah.
And it happens every day.
Yeah. That shit's really sad to watch, dude. Like, I hate seeing other kids like growing up and the situation's just like clearly unhealthy.
Yeah, bro.
It's because it's like, what can you do? You can't just tell the
because it's their responsibility and it feels out of line to be a backseat parent, but it's like, you know, and like it's that one example when we were, I don't think that you weren't there for this session, but there was a studio session where this guy came in and he brought his kid and his baby mother with him, and the kid's like in like a little, you know, the kid holder things, and they just start smoking, like blowing. I'm like, oh my God, like this kid is right here. And then the kid like gets out and like starts walking towards the mom and like trying to get her weed from her. And she was like, oh, ha ha ha, she's a weed baby, she loves weed. Like, I smoked the whole time I was in the pregnancy with her. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, this kid is fucked. This kid is absolutely fucked because of your negligence as a parent. That kid will not succeed. That kid's frontal lobe has been cooked since it was born. That kid doesn't even have a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked up. Like it's one thing to like maybe like be a bad parent once they're out of the womb, but like before they even can decide or have any even thought of like trying to become the person that they can.
Yeah.
Like, it's just never, it's just so messed up.
It's bad. That shit's really sad, bro.
Yeah.
And I know some kids in high school that looking back,
you know, their parents like abused drugs while they were.
I know it.
Yeah.
And like, I never really understood like why you acting like that.
Exactly. And then it's like, but that's the biggest part of like trying to like forgive those people, because someone who's acting like that might do something to you and hurt you personally. But you have to realize that it is not their fault.
They don't know where they are.
They don't know. They don't know what they're doing. Their mom was fucking rolling up fucking 8s and 3.5s
in our studio.
In this kid's face, bro. It's just,
that's terrible.
Yeah, I felt really weird after that for about a week. I didn't know what, because I was like, I can't like just tell this person.
No,
there was another thing too. Like, they had left too. It was like, oh, I'll come back for the session, pay for it. He was terrible, really bad artist, never paid. Like, got like, I'm never gonna work with that person ever again. But like, oh my God, it was just so sad. I was
we might have to make this. Yeah,
this person's your father. Like, that's terrible.
This is a bit of a tangent. We might have to make this a segment. People who have not paid, artists who have not paid. That guy is to the void. Never will probably even make any music that gets released. A guy that has music released. A guy, let's call out anyone who doesn't pay, bro. Let's go. Let's throw up Benny Holiday.
I'm still waiting on a mix from Kuka, but I think he'll pay me.
Kuka might pay you. He doesn't have music out yet. Benny Holiday has music out on Spotify. He's signed to a label. He had me tune a vocal, told me he'd pay me $100. Have not seen it. Just did it on good faith for him.
You hit him up too, and we're like, "Yo, where's my 100?"
3 times. It's been 2 texts, 3 phone calls. He's ghost. He's ghost on the money. He got what he needed. He's out. So Benny Holiday, he seems chill, but he still hasn't paid.
Cuidado. He's a loser.
Cuidado with Benny Holiday. That's all I'm saying. I did it out of good faith because he's a friend of a friend. That just teaches you that no connection should allow you to give people their work before you get paid. Guys, get paid first. I think that's a good wrap up on this.
Yeah, or at least like 50% down.
50% down, get your money. Get your
money. Get your money. What are you doing? Wake up in the morning, get that bag, bro.
Hit up Benny Holiday for me. Let him know. Give me that 100.
Bro, Benny Holiday ain't big enough for anyone to give a fuck.
I know, but I am.
Yeah, of course.
So,
yeah.
Anyways, Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. See ya soon. Probably next month.
Something like that.